Hierarchy Cross. Hi, my name is Anna and I am a singer.
Hi, my name is Peyton and I am a dancer.
And today, what are we doing today?
Today, we are back with more requested Dreamcatcher reactions, and we will be continuing in their Nightmare series.
Ooh. So yeah, it's been a very, 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 very long time since we've reacted to Dreamcatcher. The next two songs that we'll be reacting to are a continuation of their Nightmare series. The first one is Fly High, Naraola, and then the second one is You and I. Since it's been so long, we did more research to get a refresher on the Nightmare series and what's been happening so far, and actually to learn what it's supposed to be instead of just our speculations. We're still a little confused, but let's see what happens.
Let's go. Blue butterflies.
Yep.
And this one is the prequel, according to our research.
Okay. Oh. This is brighter than the other ones, which makes sense. Okay, prequel. Yeah.
Prequel. Bad things haven't happened yet.
Yeah.
This reminds me of every horror movie set in a boarding school in England.
Oh, I do not like spiders. Oh.
That turn was really crisp.
Oh yeah, and the high line in the background. The strings make it feel much sweeter. Oh.
That's... Yep.
Wait, what is on their plates?
I don't know.
I was
what?
I belatedly realized that was not food.
Mirror? Is that the mirror they get trapped in later?
Ah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Is the mirror bleeding?
Yeah. That makes me think of Billie Eilish, you know? Oh!
That what is that noise? Did you hear that?
Which one?
That it sounds like one of those high-pitched things that only little kids can hear. Do you know what I'm talking about?
You mean the chimes?
It sounds not like chimes in my earphones.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, explain it to me later. Oh. Did they just disappear in flames? Oh, the ending.
That's the photo from the other one. From Goodnight, Chase Me, Chase Me. Like always, I watched the dance practice to get the full picture of the dance, but honestly, even without seeing it, I could have made this comment that is my biggest comment about their dance. Just like how we said, oh, it's a little brighter, which makes sense because it's a prequel. Their dancing is also different, and it's a little bit more innocent. I don't want to say simple because it's not that what they're doing is easy, but choreography wise, it's a little bit more like straightforward. So like in that terminology, it's like simpler. For instance, their arms in the chorus, whereas in most Dreamcatcher dances, they're very intricate, like there's a lot going on in their arms and in their legs. Their arms are very much like placed, and their legs are kind of mimicking that too. It's very like clean, simple, straightforward. And that makes a lot of sense because it makes it feel younger, more innocent. And I mean, like, there's also literally moves in the chorus where they like frame their face, like they're showing themselves off, and it feels very like, oh, you want to protect this person from like harm coming to them. And that makes sense too, because with the video, especially towards the beginning, it feels very like bright, innocent. Like it literally starts with them running through a field in their like uniforms or whatever, and then the longer it goes on, it starts to feel a little bit more sinister. The lighting gets a little bit darker, the girls in the forest kind of luring them in, the spider getting caught. As much as I was like, ugh, I was also like, oh, that's so dark, because like when you catch animals and stuff and keep them in jars and cages, and then they get caged in at the end, and their dancing doesn't change completely by the end of it, but like you can see in the last few shots of it before they close the gate that like they're starting to use both arms at once, and they're starting to kind of like move their legs a little bit more at that point, but it's a variation on the original choreography, so you're like seeing that change. And so as a prequel, it makes a lot of sense, and like it definitely helped going into this knowing that it was a prequel, but I feel like even without knowing beforehand, it would have showed because of how they've like laid the storyline out and everything. So that was really interesting. Anna's turn.
So for my comments, relating to yours, I guess you were talking about how the dance is like reflective of this storyline, like it feels a little bit more like simple, like innocent, and like the music is like that too. I kept saying during the reaction, and I've said in one of our previous Dreamcatcher reactions, I think it was the most recent one, that to me the Dreamcatcher music sound is just very rock, punk, but it'll branch into different variations of that for each song. But at the core, it is rock punk, and that's true for the song as well. You were saying that in the dance, like at the beginning, it starts really innocent, pure, sweet, and then by the end of it, you can tell that they're like starting to begin the nightmare. And like for the music, yes, there's like distinct changes because there's like the more sweet, innocent music sections, like in the very beginning of the song, or like especially the beginning of the bridge. So like things contributing to that, like I mentioned, one of the biggest things is the very sweet, higher pitched strings that are playing. I think the other thing mainly contributing to that is the chimes. It's like chimes, triangles, variations of that, whatever, but all like higher pitched, sweet sounding instruments. But then there are also like really intense rock moments, but then there are also like crosses in between where it has like the more rock punk sound, but then you'll hear like these very sweet sounding violins on top of it as well. So it's really interesting because it's not just like growing into the final thing, but it like is constantly moving back and forth in between the two. And I wonder if, since this song is the prequel and it has that whole vibe, to push that feeling further, is that why there was no like distinct separate rap section in this song. Instead, there would just be like one line in between, sort of used just like a transition moment. I thought that was really interesting. I guess the last thing that I'm going to say is, why is my last thing the slightly negative thing? It's not like a bad thing, but like I know that the intense electric guitar is very much like a core part of their sound, and it's also like very much a driving force in their music, but especially more so in this song than the other ones we've reacted to, sometimes it feels like it can be overwhelming. Especially when their voices are singing on top of it, and I feel like it might just be like a mixing thing, or it was just really prominent in this song since like the contrast between the different sounds is so much bigger. I just feel like I wish the guitar pulled back a little bit more so that I could hear their voices a little bit more. But yeah, that was my only thing. But next, yeah.
Okay, so next we will be watching the next video in the series, To Our Understanding, and it is You and I. Let's go!
Oh. It's starting
this is
off
intro.
very mystical. Oh.
That was a contrast. See, there's that photo!
Oh.
I like
Oh,
how this
the
was
mirror.
Mm. They had these arms at the end of Chase Me. I mean, it's not in order, but Wait.
I like the string line in the background.
Yeah.
I like how she sang that line in head voice though, like leading into the chorus.
Mm.
What is that?
I don't know, but it kind of reminds me, like the thing turning. Is that salt?
Is this like an exorcism?
Are they trapped in the thing with the spider?
Oh,
I don't know
yeah,
where this
'cause
is in the storyline though.
we made there.
Oh wait, this is the one that has the magic trick in it. I've seen this moment on Instagram before.
Oh.
Because it's the cane to the scarf.
Oh? Who is this person supposed to be? Oh. Oh, is that lady the person who's cursing them?
Oh, maybe.
Ah.
See, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, look at how much more intricate their arms are.
Oh. Oh.
Mm. Oh, it's definitely the person cursing them.
Oh. Oh. Nice.
Pretty. Oh, so is this on the other side of the mirror?
Oh.
Are they trying to like get her back?
Oh.
Oh. Yeah.
I wonder if those scarves that they're dancing with are supposed to be like the mist in this music video.
Mm-hmm. They turn into canes at one point, so.
Oh. Interesting.
Did they not get her out? Okay, well, first of all, Anna, I lied. So the scarves don't turn into the canes. It's just during Kami's rap part that she makes the cane appear. I'm confusing magic tricks that have been used in K-pop. So the scarves are separate from the cane. But on the topic of the scarves, this is my only comment. And honestly, it's just personal preference. It's nothing against Dreamcatcher themselves. But I just really don't like watching choreography that uses scarves in this way because the rest of their dance is so clean. Like their angles match, they turn at the exact same time, everything is perfectly in sync. But it's so difficult to control scarves, so it makes it look messy. And so then I get frustrated because I'm like, why? This isn't adding anything to the dance. It's perfect without it. But the dance itself, it is already more intricate than the last one. Like I pointed out in the music video, especially during the chorus when you could see their arms. It's interesting because the arms are kind of similar to Fly High in that there's a lot of full extension out from their chest. There's a lot of up and around and circles. But they've added a lot more dynamics, things are moving at different speeds, and there are a lot of little details that have been added in. So in Fly High, where they were just going out, in, out, this time they're going out, flip their hand, twirl it in, pull it back, that sort of thing. And so one reinforces my thought that the last one was purposefully being made a little bit more innocent and a little bit more straightforward, but also the sort of details they were adding make it a little bit more entrancing, the flipping your wrist and pulling in. It feels like it's drawing you in. So it's that sort of storyline of we're kind of being caught and trapped in this nightmare, in the mirror, that sort of thing. And it reminded me a lot of the smoke that was in the music video that was wrapping around them and stuff. It gave that sort of feeling. And then also in the bridge, the mirroring part of the choreography that they do, where two of the members are on the floor and one's facing back and one's facing forward while she's singing, is really pretty. Like the choreography itself is really pretty, and then it's made prettier by the setting because they're doing it like on the other side of the mirror where it looks like snow and all of that stuff and it's white. There's like a part where they grab hands and they like fold hands, and I was like, oh, it's like you're trying to like reach through the mirror, like get out, like pull yourself out. And I was like, the symbolism. So I really liked that part. I also just really liked this one, especially the beginning and like how the song started out, and it felt kind of like it was drawing you in, that sort of vibe. So I liked this one a lot. Anna's turn.
Talking about the verses, it gives it very much this like floaty, otherworldly feeling, which is very different from their typical sound, which is like very grounded feeling. There's a lot of like echo reverb in all the instruments that they're using. Like the synths that they have a lot of reverb to it, especially like the high-pitched sort of like chimey sounding synths that they use. When the bass comes in halfway through the first verse, it's very deep and there's a lot of reverb to it as well, so it feels like it's like boom out like that. And then one thing especially is the change in how they're singing, and I think it's even more noticeable because it's a big contrast from Fly High, because in Fly High they're singing like very straightforward, pure, like tobak tobak, but in this one, especially in the beginning, there's more breath than before in their voices, like especially with the sustained notes at the end of a line or a phrase. Instead of just like cutting off the sounds, there's like a let it fade out or like exhale the rest of the breath instead. Talking a little bit more about vocals, just one thing is that in the chorus, they have those background harmonies, which are really cool for a lot of the chorus, instead of just a typical third or a fifth above, because that's just how you would do a simple harmony. Like for most pop songs, those are the harmonies that you hear. They play around with the intervals a little bit more though, so I can't tell you the exact ones, but I feel like I heard like some sixths, some fourths, I don't know. So it was really interesting. But my thing that I really wanted to say was the bridge. You were talking about the dancing in the bridge and like how they're clasping hands. In the reaction, I like gasped when it got to the quieter part of the bridge, the second half, because it switches from minor into major for a slight moment right then. And it's a really good effect because like you feel the change from minor to major. A lot of the instruments are pulling back, and then also like the setting has changed too in the music video. So it's just very effective. It felt really like kanjore.
Earnest? Desperate.
So okay, kanjore, like desperate, longing feeling. And you said that they do the hand thing, so I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm thinking like, since it has that slight moment of being in major, and then it goes back to minor, it's like there's a moment of hope, and then they lose that because at the end of the music video she's still stuck in the realm and the portal or whatever closes. I was like, that's so cool. Yeah, that's all I had to say. You said that you like this song more?
Yes.
Fly High? I also like this one more than Fly High. Not that Fly High was bad, but I prefer this one.
Take it away.
Okay, so I'm taking it away with the TLDR, which is we have now reacted to, I don't want to say the third and fourth installment of their Nightmare series because we're learning that these aren't really in order, but I guess it's the third and fourth release for it. Still trying to figure out the storyline, but Dreamcatcher has shown us once again their very solid brand in their music style and their dance style, but how they show different variations of that for each of their releases. So yeah.
But that being said, if you enjoyed this video and if you also enjoyed Dreamcatcher and these releases and in their Nightmare series, then please leave a like, comment, subscribe, ding, turn on your notification bell, and bye-bye!